Thank you and welcome back to this final segment of our show. The topic tonight is crime is not a part of our Afro-American heritage. And we're talking tonight to Reverend Terrence Hayes, who is a member of the United Methodist Church and who is also the media campaign co-chairperson for this proposal that has been developed by the Nashville Urban League and Braden United Methodist Church. Reverend Hayes, before we had our final break, we were talking about some other aspects of the proposal. And what we'd like to do during this final segment is to talk about two key ingredients in that proposal, and that is the so-called Sun School part of that proposal, and to say something about the media campaign and the efforts to try to get the word out among the other organizations in reference to this proposal. First of all, the Sun School. Exactly what is this Sun School, and what is it all about?
The Sun School would probably be better talked about from David Mills, who is the curator, the guiding force of the Sun School. It's his idea, his dream, his vision to develop a project after the regular school session for kids of all ages who will be tested on January 6th and then brought into developmental skills program. If your child, your male son, or even young ladies are having problems in basic subjects, reading, math, any kind of a subject they're having, geography, I understand that's a national problem now with our kids, then this is something that we have. Also, they will be taught courses in Afro-American history and African history, something that has been sorely missing in the Tennessee school system and other school systems. So this is one of the exciting things about it. Not only will they get the basic skills, the tutorial skills, but they will also get a very important and vital part of their own history and culture that's been missing.
Very good. Reverend Hayes, you mentioned the fact of the importance of the school, and I think that that sort of allows us to pick up a very, very important theme that perhaps the school might be able to deal with, and that is the deficit in terms of leadership within the black community. How do you see that, and is it possible for this school to deal with that as a problem, the lack of leadership within the black community?
Well, first of all, I think that the school in itself, being a part of the entire program, will help develop and form leadership. Leadership starts not when one turns 30 as with Christ, but leadership starts all the way along the line. Leadership starts in 6th, 7th, and 8th grades when the kids are just formulating things. Leadership starts even before that time. And hopefully the mentorship and the direction, the pride and heritage and ethnicity that they will learn from this will give them a stronger stability as far as who they are. When one feels confident, when one feels like they have a self-esteem, or as Eddie Fox says, a grace esteem, they become automatic leaders. It is my contention that black males, for instance, are natural leaders. They are leaders from a line of heritage in Africa of great warriors and later politicians, and even today, not only with those we know of like Jesse Jackson, but such as yourself, other people who stood on the brink and when things were just not going well. Sure, we know all about the leadership of the civil rights eras and those that died and gave their lives, but what about that person that constantly had to grind? And that's something else, I think. The aspect of family, this school will teach the importance of family. It'll also talk about the fact that more black men are with their families than are not with their family. We hear about the alarming statistics of those who have left, as with Phil Donahue's show several days ago, which I thought was a farce on all black men. It was something that just kind of curled my blood because he was asking very insipid questions like, well, where are you at 9 o'clock? As though the entire black race and all black men were acting, you know, in that manner, leaving their families and not being good. But here again, what about those unsung heroes that these kids can emulate and model as a result of the Sun School based on what they see and learn there? It's going to be a growing experience and a learning experience that will go beyond just the 4 basic tutorial skills.
Very good. Now, I think one of the basic ideas is to try to make this known throughout the community, your media campaign. And as we indicated earlier, you are in charge, the co-chairperson of the media campaign for this proposal. What have you done in terms of trying to make people aware of this? Have you made any contacts in terms of dealing with the Nashville media throughout, et cetera? I mean, what are you doing in that direction?
Well, right now we've got a list of, you know, as many prominent media leadership as possible. On-air people, behind-the-scenes people, and that kind of thing. Where we've talked to and contacted newspapers, Ms. Williams and Mr. Baker have already been on a program on several radio stations locally. We're going to have a press conference in the beginning of January. I can't give you a date on it right now, but let us go out there. We are contacting and we are developing a speakers bureau, which I feel is very significant. Most probably Afro-American persons who are able at any time to go out into various church organizations, various fraternities and sororities, groups such as Alpha et Omega, Christian fellowships, and whomever, and talk about this program and programs like these. Media is something that is more often than not, in all of our communities, black or white, a word-of-mouth kind of thing. So we're going to be working from both the air media as well as word-of-mouth, newspapers, the print, whatever it takes. We need to get the message out that this kind of a program must survive.
Now, you've already mentioned that the United Methodist Church, through Braden United Methodist Church, is playing a very, very important part in this proposal, as well as several United Methodist clergymen. But now, what about other churches? Have you made any efforts to try to get in touch with the Catholic Church, the synagogue, and other people to make them aware of what you're trying to accomplish with this proposal?
We're in process of doing that right now. We realize that Afro-American crime in our neighborhood goes beyond our neighborhood. When people are poor and hurting, crime will become imminent. Jewish people will be accosted because hunger is there. White folks in general, from whatever their socioeconomic structure, will be accosted because hunger or other kinds of needs are there. This crime that we're trying to curtail, the leadership and mentorship program that we're trying to grab young black males in and develop them into proper men, will hopefully sway this away so that other programs, other ethnicities, other races need to be a very vital part of this. If you don't want somebody breaking in your house, you need to find a program for that person before it happens.
Very good. And I think we've got about a minute before we call an end to this program today, Reverend Hayes. In this last minute, do you have anything that you'd like to say that perhaps would encourage more people to volunteer or to become a part of what you're trying to accomplish with this proposal?
I feel that any kind of volunteerism is good volunteerism, you know. I would ask that we would ask for people who come who had the sincerest of motives, that want to be a part of a program that would be ongoing and lasting. Now, there's a lot of room at the top for persons to get their name out there, to be honored, but we need people who are going to be dedicated and loyal in service, time, and talent to this program. It will not go unsung. Your name will go down in glory.
Very good.
Whatever kinds of things we can do, we will do to make you feel important as a volunteer. We need help. We need bodies. We need money. We need contacts and ties. We need the networking that people can do.
And you do believe that this program will succeed?
It will. It has succeeded already.
Very good. And let me thank you for bringing us that information as the media campaign co-chairperson for this very, very important proposal, Reverend Hayes. And I'm sure that if the other members of the board are as committed to this proposal as you are committed to this proposal, I'm certain that it will be a success. And again, let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Good night.
Join the fight. Help put criminals where they belong. Behind Bars with Crime Stoppers 800. Coming up next on ZTV.